Hello, viewers. I'm Mr. Dilip Kumar Pal. Now stands before you with a very rare topic of political science as well as of Chinese constitution, that is the role of Communist Party in China. The role of Communist Party in China is a very rare topic, and this video covers some important facts relating to its organization and its basic role. And I'm sure that this video will be very much useful for students of all levels, maybe of plus 3, post graduation, and those students who are engaged for the competitive examination. Let us start. So in this video we'll touch two important aspects of Communist Party. Primarily its role, secondarily its structure. So let us start. What is the role of Communist Party in China? Communist Party of China was formed in the year 1921 with only 13 members. But now the strength of Communist Party of China is more than 45 million. And the Communist Party of China is very powerful. And about the power of the Communist Party of China, Mao Zedong or Mao Zedong once told that Communist Party of China is very powerful and political power grows from the barrel of the gun. It means Communist Party can give direction to the gun to any aspect, but the gun cannot be directed towards the Communist Party. It means Mao Zedong once told that the Communist Party, he said, political power grows from the barrel of the gun. It means the party will command the gun and the gun will never be allowed to command the party. It means Chinese Communist Party is so much powerful that it can give command and direction to all. But no one can give direction to the Communist Party. It shows how the Communist Party of China is very powerful. Now we'll touch some aspects of its organization. The Communist Party of China has a National Party Congress. It has a National Party Congress. It meets once in 5 years. Then it has a Central Committee. And the Central Committee has a Political Bureau. And the Political Bureau has a Standing Committee. And in all the provinces, autonomous areas, regions and localities, Communist Party's bureaus and committees are found. So again I'm speaking that the Communist Party of China has a Central Party Congress. It meets in every 5 years. Then it has a Central Committee. Then the Central Committee has a Political Bureau. Again, the Political Bureau has a Standing Committee. Again, in all provinces, autonomous regions and areas, bureaus and committees of Communist Party of China is found. And Communist Party of China is the largest communist party in the world. Until now, in 5 nations, communism are found. Number 1 is China, number 2 Cuba, Laos, Vietnam, and North Korea. But the communism is very strong, and the Communist Party of China is the largest communist party in the world. Now we'll discuss what role Communist Party of China possesses. The first role of the Communist Party of China is to spread Marxism, Leninism, and the ideas of Mao Zedong. The first object of the Communist Party of China is to spread ideas of Karl Marx, ideas of Lenin, and the ideas of Mao Zedong. And the ideas of these three philosophers have some common things. For example, Communist Party wants to implement following ideas of Karl Marx, Lenin, and Mao Zedong. Number one idea is to end exploitation of men over men in the globe. Communist Party targets to end exploitation of men over men from the entire globe. It is the ideology of Karl Marx, Lenin, and Mao Zedong. Number two, it wants to work for the interest of workers and peasants. It wants to fight for the interest of workers and peasants. It wants to fight for the common people. And number three, oppose capitalism, imperialism, feudalism, and equality. And oppose capitalism, imperialism, and feudalism. Communist Party always opposes capitalism, feudalism, and imperialism. Again, it wants to fight for equality in place of inequality. It wants to fight for social justice in place of social injustice. So the first role of Communist Party of China is to promote the ideologies of Karl Marx, Lenin, and Mao Zedong. The basic ideas of Karl Marx, Lenin, and Mao Zedong is to end exploitation of men over men from the globe. It wants to work for the interest of common people like workers and peasants. It opposes capitalism, feudalism, and imperialism. It wants equality, not inequality. It wants social justice, not social injustice. This is the most important function and the formidable function of Chinese Communist Party. Number two, policy formulation and implementation supervision. Another crucial function of the Chinese Communist Party is to frame the policy of the country, to implement the policy of the country, and to supervise the implementation of the policy. What policies People Republic of China will have, how it will be implemented, and how supervision will be made over policies. It is the primary function of the Chinese Communist Party. And number three, control over executives. Control over executives and appointments of president, vice president, prime minister, deputy prime minister, members of state council, chairman and members of central military commission. Another important function of the Chinese Communist Party is to give appointment to high officers of the country. On the basis of the directions of the Chinese Communist Party, appointments in China are made. Like President of China, Vice President of China, Prime Minister of China, Deputy Prime Minister of China, then members of State Council, then chairman members of the Central Military Commission. On the basis of the directions, on the basis of the command of the Chinese Communist Party, all the important appointments are made. Not only the appointments are made, but on the basis of the direction of the Chinese Communist Party, the high officers, high dignitaries will be also removed. And the fourth important function of the Chinese Communist Party is the control over legislature, introduction of laws and their approval. Another function of the Chinese Communist Party that it has control over the legislature. What type of laws will have to be introduced? How laws will have to be passed? It is the responsibility of the Chinese Communist Party. It has full hold, it has full command of the legislature of China, which is known as National People Congress. Number 4. Number 5. Control over judiciary, appointment of judges and their removal. Another function of the Chinese Communist Party, is to control over the judiciary. All the judges of the Chinese top judiciary are made by the Chinese Communist Party. Chinese Communist Party decides which judges will be appointed for the topmost court of the China. Again, it has a very important role in the removal of judges of the Chinese judiciary. Again, control over armed forces, movement of troops, and declaration of war and peace. Another most crucial function of the Chinese Communist Party is that it has total hold over the armed forces. It decides about the movement of troops. It decides when war will have to be declared. And it has a very important role in the field of declaration of peace. Finally, it has seventh important function is to maintain close ties with the masses and educate people about communism and solve their problems. Another crucial function of the Chinese Communist Party is to have close touch with the common people. Number 1. Number 2, it is its responsibility to educate common people about the ideas of Karl Marx, Lenin and Mao Zedong. Again, it has also another power to solve problem of people of China. So in this video we have discussed that in China Communist Party is very powerful and it is so much powerful that it can command to everybody, but no one can command to Chinese Communist Party. That is why Mao Zedong or Mao Zedong, who was born in the year 1893 and died in the year 1976, once told that political power grows from the barrel of the gun. It means Chinese Communist Party can give command to everybody, it can give command to the gun, but no one can give command to the gun against the Chinese Communist Party. So we have discussed that Chinese Communist Party is very powerful. In the world till now there are 5 nations where communist parties are, in the world at present there are 5 nations where communism are found. China, Laos, North Korea, Vietnam, Cuba, and Communist Party of China is a largest party in China. It has these 2 structures. Number 1, it has a National Party Congress. It meets once in a 5 years. Then it has Central Committee. Then Political Bureau of Central Committee. Then Standing Committee of the Political Bureau of Central Committee. Then it has bureau and committees in different autonomous regions, areas and localities. Then we have discussed as many as 7 important functions of the Chinese Communist Party. One is to spread the ideology of Karl Marx, Lenin and Mao Zedong in China. Number 2, it plays a very vital role in the policy formulation, policy implementation and supervision. Number 3, it has full hold in the appointment and removal of high dignitaries of the country. Then it has full hold of the legislature. It decides what type of laws will have to be introduced and how law will be passed. Then it has full control over the judicial system. Then it has full control of the armed forces. Finally, it is the responsibility of the Chinese Communist Party to have link with the common people of China and to solve their problem and to educate them about the basic principles of Karl Marx, Lenin and Mao Zedong. Thank you, viewers. I have full confidence that this video will be useful to you, and I request you to collect important facts relating to Chinese Communist Party and add in your notes so that you will be benefited. Thank you viewers. I request you to subscribe my channel and request your friends for the same, so that the benefit will be yours. Thank you viewers. Again we will be here with another video. Till now, goodbye to all.